This is like the complete opposite of now. Everyone's willing to put something on their face.
Copyright.
Day shift out of the night
I'll
shift.
put in a call in to General
down
Hammond
there
and
in Seoul. Tell
Seoul.
him we gotta have
I hope
two
he
new
sends.
Oh boy, I love when people keep talking over each other. It's just like how real life works.
That's our entire show, Mud.
I've seen enough episodes at my grandmother's house for Thanksgiving and Christmas that I know how the show is, and I'm not very hopeful. I hope everything we watch is good.
I mean, it
being
was
said,
nominated for Best Picture.
that does not mean it's good. Crash won Best Picture.
They go red.
Captain Waldowski, our dental officer.
The thing is, I can't understand the conversations because they're interweaved with each
Yeah,
other.
welcome to Uncut Gems.
I still have my one fun fact in the back pocket, and you guys are going to be like, whoa, that's not very fun at all.
I think this is the youngest Robert Duvall ever seen. My next dealer's choice pick is the entirety of MASH.
All 11 seasons.
It's an extra part. It's not like a roll part.
I feel like we'll still miss it, or did miss it.
We did. I'm pretty sure.
Why do
It's
they
when
have
he
so
got
much
punched into
Tampax? There's like 4 girls in this place.
Mud, this is the 70s. You think all these dudes know what a period is?
Every time a patient croaks on him, he says it's God's will or somebody else's fault.
Yeah, and this time he blamed it on some kid who was stupid enough to believe
The
it.
hell with that.
This is pretty interesting. It's a discussion about like the use of God in war and justification of murder.
It tiptoes in that area. This is the first scene where it's really like, becoming prominent, but so far it has not been anywhere near that kind of philosophical quandaries. It's mostly just been people pushing each other and saying dumb shit.
What's the earliest movie we've picked for Dealer's Choice? Is it this?
This is 1970. No, it's Seven Samurai.
Ah,
yeah.
shit. Looks like I win.
I'm recommending The Birth of a Nation. Oh, wow. Are they fucking? Because they're a man and a woman on screen?
He just put his hand like up
in her ass.
Yeah. I think the setup was pretty bad, but now that we're really into the film, I'm enjoying it.
She's like, who's going to plow me tonight, boys?
Y'all want to run a caravan?
Yeah, no, it's train. Trains existed in this time.
The American
We're off
Medical
and running.
Association has just declared marijuana a dangerous drug.
Wow. Relevant political commentary. 50
It's a
years
class 1
later.
narcotic, just like heroin.
Equally as bad as heroin and meth.
It's true, dude. Reefer madness. It's real.
Marijuana's bad. However, let's microdose meth in Adderall to help these kids with ADHD.
He said, what does it matter? It's only a game.
Painless said, what does it matter? It's
Only
only
a
a game.
game.
Poker, only a game?
Yeah.
Next thing you know, he'll say football's only a game and I shouldn't scream at the TV.
Well, I came over to tell you that I've decided that I'm going to commit suicide.
This dude's gonna kill himself because he couldn't get it up for one girl.
Honestly, yeah.
Fucking hilarious.
If I want to kill myself, you guys better do this shit for me.
I'm just gonna
No.
take you out back and strangle you.
Well, that's not fun.
Well, it's fun for me.
Come on.
No, Maria, no, you've got to look on this as a nurse. It's a Painless needs it for therapeutic value.
This is porn. You gotta fuck him to make him feel better.
He's asleep. You have to fuck him awake or he's going to die.
It's the Hippocratic Oath. There's so many just haphazardly placed clamps.
I will go as far to say, in this war movie, every single man is a worse character than fucking surfing asshole Robert Duvall from the last one. He was just a crazy asshole.
Yeah,
these guys are like sexual predators.
I do have a light bit of good news. That woman who got sexually harassed in every way, nominated for Best Actress, or Supporting Actress, I think. Did not win, but nominated.
What, did someone do a better job getting sexually harassed in a film?
Probably this was 1970.
Yeah, there's like 4 layers to that joke.
Sucks. Sorry. It's tapering down again.
Is it because it's mildly to supremely racist?
Ham and eggs will be all right. Steak would be even better. And then give me at least one nurse who knows how to work in close without getting her tits in my way.
How do you want your steak cooked?
That joke was ruined by the gong noise.
That joke was ruined by it existing.
Why would a nurse agree to any of that?
Yeah. I'm gonna go into your hospital, make demands, and then make a sexist comment. Blong!
So, Ian, I don't think it's happening. Who's your cameo?
Oh, fucking Sly Stallone's in this movie.
No, he's
What?
not.
Yeah, he is. At the beginning.
Where?
Towards the beginning of the movie. He's just a background extra, but he was in it.
Wow.
That's wild.
Yep.
That's insane.
That's why I wish we saw him. Did they commit a war crime or something?
This whole movie has been war crimes.
Regular crimes, too. Unrelated to war. Yep, that's exactly what Japan is like. Just dressing kimonos for every activity.
On this point, I stand as firm as the rock of Gibraltar. And furthermore, you can't do what the...
Wow, super arrested.
No one in this movie is a good person.
Yet no one in this movie gets punished for their actions.
Who is Oliver
Who the hell
Harmon
is
Jones?
Harmon
He is
Jones?
better known as Spear Chucker Jones.
Did he just say,
What?
that's a racial slur?
Yeah, he just said the N-word, Ian.
Basically.
No, him actually just did now.
Ah, that's a different one.
First, I'd like to officially welcome Spear Chuckers. All right to call you that?
Oh my god, it's not alright to call him that.
This movie aged like a fine milk.
A fine 50-year-old milk.
Spear Chucker?
Oh, God.
Stop calling him that.
This movie stopped being about the war.
Oh, well, it's only 1 point.
Who's that number one?
I don't have a concept of numbers. 1 and 6 are the same.
He's not down till an opposing member touches him.
What are you doing? Duke, you threw me that damn... All right, come on, let's get in the huddle.
He's not down. No one touched him.
They just drugged one of the other team members.
He's hurt! He's hurt! He's hurt!
Wow, these are absolutely evil people.
This scene's awful.
Yeah, this whole football ending is not doing it for me.
Yeah, this whole film is not doing it for me. We're gonna get there, though. We'll talk about it.
Isn't that illegal?
No, it's not illegal to block an extra point.
Look! A red flag! We've got a red flag!
I think she has like a room temperature IQ.
We're gonna play football, not fight!
Bastard 88 called me a coon. Called you a...
He's been calling you! Are you fucking kidding me? This film sucks. I've turned. It's not a mid anymore. It's just bad. That penalty.
Do you remember when we were watching MVP and Ian felt the need to point out every single infraction?
That's good, though.
Yeah, but he was doing it as if like the movie was gonna go, oh, we're sorry, Ian, we'll improve.
It should have.
Yeah, we'll improve our hockey skills. Let's add the monkey and the middle schooler on the field.
The editing in these scenes is abysmal.
This is several different plays cut together. You can't really follow any one thing that's happening because it's all just...
It's just... The second the football started, this film devolved into the shittiest thing.
I feel like this is a different film. Is that why it's called MASH? Because it's a mashup of good movies?
No.
It's a mashup of movies.
Oh, strip poker? Hee, I'll just strip.
Weren't you just complaining that everyone in the camp is a terrible person? Why are you still like...
Here, resign.
You literally...
She should have resigned.
You threatened to quit in the last scene. I thought you left.
Oh, wow. So this is the end of the movie?
Yeah,
Oh.
why that one?
That is all.
Wow.
Okay.
Out of 10. Mud, you go last.
Yes, I do.
This movie fucking sucked.
Yeah.
It does not hold up at all. And not even just because of, like, certain, like, sexual or racist issues.
No, that's one of my main problems.
It's littered with those. But also the humor is very hit or miss. Sometimes the humor does hit. Like, some scenes do stand out as relatively funny, but it's in context of a not funny story and setting. And the execution is absolutely awful. The pacing is awful.
I feel like it was longer than Apocalypse Now, almost.
Yeah.
Like, my brain is...
Yeah. It's like you're being operated on right
mush.
now. I have nothing else to say except obviously the blatant racism and homophobia and all that shit. But yeah, I'm going to give it a hot, fresh... Do I give it a 2 or a 3 because of that good scene? I'll go 3. I'll be more generous.
So my main criticism with the movie is a lot of the editing, especially towards the end, is fucking atrocious, man. It is really bad. The movie takes a nosedive, like a hard nosedive of like, oh, some of the jokes are funny. I will give it credit. Some of the movie's funny. Way too much sexism. A little bit too much sexism. Way too much sexism. The characters are all awful. I didn't like one character in this movie.
That's true.
And I feel like in a character-based driven comedy, you're supposed to, like anybody. One character. I hated every one of them. There was not one character where I'm like, oh man.
It's the people like us problem.
But people like us, at least it was fine. Like, this is abysmal. Racism, sexism. Oh, he called me a racial slur. They call you... Bruh! Like, it's such a hypocritical fucking disaster mess towards the end of the movie. And the good scenes can't save that. I was also thinking 3, but 2.
I think the first 15 minutes of this movie are just boring and all over the place. I think the entire football sequence needs to be cut out. I think the movie should have ended with them in Japan operating on that kid, because that would have been like the one redeeming scene of those guys.
Yeah.
I like the idea, this movie about these 2 asshole medical doctors in the army who just do whatever the fuck they want. It's a good setup for a comedy. It just
See, my thing is, I think you have to balance them with good people around them, and they didn't do that.
yeah, that's the thing is no one in the supporting cast is a good person either.
Yep. Not even Hot Lips.
Hot Lips is a terrible person.
She's awful. Her character is
she
awful.
goes to the commander screaming and crying that she's gonna resign, and,
And
he
then the
says,
next
"Okay,
scene-
fucking do it." And then she's
the
fucking
next scene
another
we
dude
see
in
her
the
and she's
tent.
getting bent over and fucked, and it's like, where's the standard for this character?
Yeah. I liked it though. I liked some of the jokes. I liked the part where they went to Japan. Aside from the football sequence, I was never offended by like the movie as a whole. I was offended by the racism and the sexism, but I understand it's a product of the time. It still sucks though and brings the movie down. I'm gonna give it like a 5.
Okay.
I just can't get behind.
I mean, even
There's just so much.
even still,
There's a lot wrong with this movie.
Even still, Mud, who's defending it the most, you still gave it a
a-
5 out of
It's
10.
a mid.
It's a mid.
That's our highest score of the three of
Listen,
us.
towards the beginning of the movie, I was thinking the same. I'm like, all right, comedy. Some of it's funny. Most of it's kind of boring.
Towards like the middle with the painless sequence, I was like, all right, maybe like a 6 or a 7, and then like it
it
kept
just takes
going.
a deep nosedive.
That football sequence tanks the movie.
It does.
That right before it, I think when they get to Japan, it tanks the movie. That's when you get the Japanese racism, like that whole area.
I think the
sexism right before it and during it and right after it, like that's
the
what tanks the
sexism is
movie.
just rampant throughout the movie.
But that's when it really ramps up to like,
You're right.
oh, these natives, oh, this woman, like it's just garbage.
And I hate how they wrote Hot Lips as well. First of all, they wrote her as a character that, like, oh, actually is offended by
She
this
takes
stuff,
a complete 180.
and then does a 180 and is completely into it. Like a couple scenes later,
And she's like screaming her head off and
Yep.
everything, and she's acting like, I'm gonna say it, she's acting like a fucking bimbo.
yeah, like humans don't really do that. That's a product of male writers in the 70s.
Yeah.
So
And no.
And then this woman gets called a slut, and she's like, oh, I guess I'm just a slut now, boopity.
I didn't expect the slapping noises. I didn't expect them. I'm sorry. I can't get behind a movie that's just so blatantly incorrect with everything too.
Now I kind of just wish I'd stuck with my original
Because
movie
you
for this week.
remember Apocalypse Now. The
Yeah.
movie came out 7 years after and had none of that.
Well, it's because there's no women in Apocalypse Now.
There's that one French
There's
woman.
the Playboy girls
Yep.
and
Wow.
the French
But
woman.
I think that's more of a commentary on how they were treating them as opposed to this, which accentuates
I will
it.
say, now I really wish I'd stuck with my original dealer's choice pick for this week.
I do too.
Yeah,
probably next week then.
definitely next week. Actually,
But more
I just
importantly,
moved it back a week.
More importantly, actually next week would be myself.
I'm recommending hot garbage. Mashed again.
This movie, I don't know what to feel about it because it is one of the situations where you got a great director and he wants to do a great thing, and then the studio clashes with him as far as like creative process, and he leaves. And
I have 3 movies in my head right now, and it better be one of them.
no, what happened was he took his name off the project, so it's technically directed by him, but it's really not. But more importantly, it's very relevant to when it's going to upload because we're watching 1984's Dune, directed by David Lynch.